Welcome to Changing Lives. Welcome to Changing Lives. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Changing Lives. This is your boy Deonte Burden. Sorry about my tardiness. I was on the phone with tech support. You know, it is tax season. And not surprising, I didn't even get everything rectified. So we'll take care of that in the morning. But man, I'm glad to be with you guys tonight again. This is Changing Lives. I'm about to get my damn thoughts together. We got a great show planned for you guys tonight. It's going to be a little shorter than normal because your boy don't want to be holding people up with me starting late and everything. But it's a subject matter that we've talked about before, and I just want to go back over it. And that's really how the challenges of co-parenting. And what I've noticed is a lot of times just having, barbershop talk, cigar lounge conversations. A lot of cats now hollering by their ex-wife, their baby mama, different things they can and can't do with their kid.
Right.
And I know everybody got unique circumstances in regards to how they got everything started, how they are co-parenting. And I want to have a discussion with you guys tonight in regards to some of the challenges of co-parenting. I also try to get some kind of effective strategies on how to get around it and make things a little bit better. You can only control you.
Right.
You can't control the other person.
Right.
But equip yourself with information and some tools that can help you with doing it. I think make it all the better.
Okay.
Before we get started, again, this is Change the Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. This show we talk about personal development, motivation, parenting, getting from a unique Black father perspective. Okay. We're streaming live from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Again, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is Changing Lives YouTube channel where we have over 1,000 videos. So if you have to leave or you come in and out or whatever, you can always go to Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. You put Deonte Burden on YouTube. You should see that blue man icon hit up. That's the YouTube channel. Subscribe to it and take advantage of all the great information we have on the channel. Couple housekeeping. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my house producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Thursday.
Shit, man, I'm a football. And my head
It small things to a giant, right?
Hey, man,
small things to a giant. We gonna get through it.
Yeah, we gonna get it, man. I also want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up,
going
Rick?
on, Slick?
Yeah, couple things we'll just think about rehashing the week on Mr. Short on my other YouTube channel. We did crash 75,000 subscribers.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, thanks so much for helping me with that. We had 19. We changed lives, guys. We need to go on the rock and roll.
Yeah, y'all need to get that up to 75 too.
Yeah,
so we'll take the 19, start at 0.
A lot of hard work. Official tax season did start on Monday, January 27th. We've been rocking and rolling. Hit a little bump today with the software going down, but we're gonna get everything fixed in the morning. But I want to say everybody that's clients or potential or past clients of Majestic being in the service, we appreciate you and we look forward to seeing you if we haven't seen you already. And going to the night show, we're talking about again the challenges of co-parenting and the importance of effective co-parenting is to be able to focus on their kid, make sure that kid is ensuring their emotional and developmental needs are prioritized. Some of the basic benefits of just having effective co-parenting is just having stability and consistency for that child, reduce stress and anxiety, and healthy modeling of how conflict resolution happens. A lot of times I think in theory, people want to make sure they have the best situation for their children.
Right.
But in reality, stuff happens. Right. And I think a lot of times it gets the best of us because at some point in time, maybe or maybe not, but if you were a couple, you may have some kind of way that you want to process and run things. But then when you get separated, you're talking about two different households, two different opinions, two different viewpoints. And hopefully you will want to be in a situation where everybody can have some kind of unified front with going into that. But again, when you start talking about two different individuals and possibly two different households, so you turn around like lifestyle changes, marital changes, health changes, financial changes. A lot of stuff can be changed with that kind of stuff, and a lot with those changes in lifestyles, families and stuff like that. Maybe the philosophy, way people doing stuff.
Yeah.
I can go from being an involved father that's able to take care of my kids to a father that may not necessarily financially have the means to do it. And my interest might not change, but my ability did.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
And that doesn't mean my co-parent wants to hear that. Right. And so those kind of things, what make those adjustments. And sometimes people can get in a certain way they don't give a damn. And it can be very, very frustrating, depending on where you come into the mix with it, right?
Right.
So again, tonight we're talking about the challenges of co-parenting. Feel free to call in, guys. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. You about to say something, brother?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna ask you a question. Where do you think? Because when you guys are living together, when we were living together and we living together, we parenting, we kind of on the same path, kind of have the same ideas of how we want to raise a child. Do you think the split in ideas and ideology separate soon as the divorce is final, or how does that? Because you would think that even though y'all not in the same house, you wouldn't have any challenges when it comes to raising the children. You get what I'm saying? Because y'all didn't have any challenges when y'all was in the house together.
Not necessarily.
I mean, not to the
you,
point to where it was noticeable, I guess.
Maybe. It's a
Okay.
lot of folks in a house where one parent don't respect the other one or totally disagree, side with the kids, spoil the kids. I don't think that's uncommon. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where one's trying to do this, one the good parent, bad parent, one's the disciplinarian, one's the nurturer. I don't think that's uncommon. In a perfect world, you want everybody to work together,
Right.
But I'm gonna be real with you, lad. So we know the reality. Especially black households with 70% born out of wedlock. So the reality, we ain't talking about damn 30% of people.
Right.
30% of these probably kids actually maybe have some glimpse of parental unity. What we're doing, and that's just being in a household together. God knows we start talking about them functioning together. So I don't know if that's as common, lab. And even when I go back generations, so we say, our parents or grandparents, I think what was done more so done, just because the household, the man in charge, he paying the bills. Most women weren't working,
right?
So it's just what Daddy said, right? And then as you had more women going to professions and stuff like that, so came along their opinions and voices. Be it right or wrong, fair or unfair, to just hear what it is, right? And so I don't necessarily know. I can't sit and say that most are. And the only reason why I say that, lab, not that I think different. Most people, and I can just go by my friends, they don't necessarily, unless you have a close friend, y'all might just really kick it with. Most people don't necessarily, to be brutally honest about how they do it. Like if their wife disrespects them and go behind, they might talk to one of their buddies fussing, but they won't let a lot of people know that.
Right.
Women sometimes they don't want to let a lot of people know. They might let close family members or friends know if the husband overrides some of the kids play on one of the emotions.
Right.
So I really don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so again, I'm not saying I just don't know. But what we do know at the end of the day, there's issues. There's issues, right? Because far too often you hear, like I said, I'm just sitting at a cigar lounge and cats, raising hell about, hey man, my ex-wife doing this, and they're trying to see the kid, she want to do this, but if I tell them to do this, then go back home, we gotta do that. And I'll be a damn lie if I say that kind of stuff hasn't affected, things with my children. Right. Okay. I think my ex-wife is an awesome person, but if she done some stuff that I'm like, man, that shit don't make no damn sense. Where I will say we did have like a unified front when we were together. We're doing. I can't say that about mine, so I'm even telling you that, but I still don't know about other people. Okay. But to answer your question about me personally being transparent, where did that shift come? I think that shift come when I felt like my ex-wife felt like she had a voice. Now I didn't say she never had a voice before, but I think she really felt like she had a voice once we split. Okay. And that voice might have made no goddamn sense. Right. But she had a voice. But she said it louder. Yeah, well, in her cerebellum. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But I ain't gonna sit here and just tell you like, you hear like, me, what the hell that mean? Where
Right.
that come from?
Right.
Explain it. Now we got a math problem going on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But I just felt like it was just the feeling like, okay, Poochie ain't in charge no more. So now I'm gonna tell you because I feel like I got an opinion. Regardless, to me, if that opinion made sense,
Right.
I'm listening, like, because I always ask the $1 million question: where that come from?
Right. Right.
How we gonna do that?
Right.
So if we don't want to do that, what are you gonna do?
Right.
And I started asking them kind of question. Now we got everybody
forks in the road.
Yeah, looking all lost. So we start talking on them common challenges of co-parenting. Just go over a few on with you guys right quick. And a lot of them just communication barriers, and that's misunderstanding or the lack of regular communication. A lot of times, I just, I feel like there should be some conversations, and we texting. I'm not a texter. My ex-wife is.
Okay.
Well, to me.
Okay.
And so, those kind of things, and we talk about communication breakdowns, those kind of things get missed out a lot because I've heard, both sides, men and women, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to have text or communication. Right. A lot of things get lost in text. Tone, urgency,
understanding.
You might forget to put the whole damn thing
or press send.
Misspelling. All that stuff happens. Things can get taken, just it doesn't deliver the correct message. Also, you start looking at disagreements about parenting styles, schedules, or decisions. Those kind of things not uncommon. We start talking about dealing with co-parenting. How you do things. You're too lenient. This, that, and that. I want to talk to you. I told him not to do this weekend. You went on and let him do it. Well, you didn't tell me. Well, I ain't want to talk. I tried to text you and call. All this kind of bullshit coming up, right? And we got to just be realistic. We're talking about common challenges, those communication breakdowns. A lot of them aren't really, I think, difficult to fix. I think those barriers are created because of choice.
Okay.
Be it right or wrong. But I think sometimes people, if they can sit here and say, well, listen, let me do some of the things I don't want to do for the greater good, you probably have more, be more beneficial to the situation.
There's less compromise going on when you live separately, I think. Like when you live together, you might compromise a little bit on certain things that you don't want the child to do, or you may want the child to do. And the other parent might like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. You may compromise on it and tell yourself, well, it's not that big of a deal. But when you split, you don't have to compromise no more. So it's like, no, I want to do this. That's plain and simple. And that's where the communication breakdown comes in. It was a while back, I want to say about 3-4 months ago, a little bit longer. It was a young lady, had a video of a young lady just dropping her kids off at the front door of the baby daddy house and pulling off.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I get it. Parents need a break too. But she couldn't communicate in the scene. Was he home? And you know what I'm saying? Before she pulled off and just left the kids on the porch, like that's a communication breakdown because you could call him and say, hey, where you at? And he could be like, I'm at home. And you be like, cool. And then you pull up, then you ring the doorbell and you wait to see if the door's open. She didn't even wait to see if the door's open.
Baby could have walked in the street.
Right.
He also get a very unique example of normalcy.
Right.
The kids will be sitting there looking like, okay, this is okay to make sense. But that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying?
That's just a part of communicating. Like you gotta, when it comes to me, when it comes to children, especially younger children, my children are older. When I got divorced, my children was in their 20s. So I didn't really have necessarily a co-parenting issue.
Yeah.
But when you have younger children like that, the main thing should be their well-being.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, but it sounds good. I don't think no one wants. I mean, you got some people that don't care or whatever. I don't think no one necessarily wants their children be in a bad space.
Right.
I do think what overrides a lot of times is their feeling for the other person.
Mm-hmm.
We start talking some of these common challenges of co-parent that goes to the next one, that emotional residue from the relationship. You still pissed at him, she still pissed at you.
Right.
I had to give her this, he had to take this. He still with that B.
Right.
She messed around with Buddy and her new dude. All this kind of stuff. You sitting there like, hey,
right, that's
gone.
And
like you just said, like, because of my feelings towards you or your feelings towards me, it's kind of, you don't want them bad for your child.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that emotion overrides
everything
the
else.
child's well-being. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
And shit happens.
Yeah.
It happens. And you'll until sometimes you do a personal check or somebody close to you check you really don't realize unless something bad happens with that, you know. But that's one of the two things, like that emotional residue, people lingering on, or what he did or what she did, and all that kind of stuff. Like, man, what the going on?
Right,
you know,
right.
Especially you turn around and see, like, oh, yeah, that's who he left me for. Yeah, that's Buddy doing it. All that. Nah, man, you know. So those kind of things, again, those common reasons for co-parenting. Another, just inconsistent rules and routines. You got different. We spoke earlier. Different approach to discipline, bedtime responsibility between households. You know, I do think I got like a 48-hour decompression phase for my kids go. Because the kids go make wife on the weekend.
Right.
Take about a day or so.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, take your head to bed.
Right.
Got school in the morning.
Right.
But, you know, the weekends, because they don't have school, they might be at mate's wife's house. Cats might stay up all night long, right? And then transitioning back, that's where some challenges occur. And I'm not, and let me get this disclaimer. I'm not by far talking about anything bad about my ex-wife. I'm just talking about differences and challenges. But I do believe the stuff that I go through and stuff I've been through is not uncommon, even with other people and what they may incur with that. But those difference of certain things, because kids not stupid, they're gonna play on it.
They always pick up on what's going on.
Kids,
the people don't give children the credit that they deserve. They pick up on the energy that's going around around them. They may not be able to express those, how they're feeling about it, but they can pick up on it. Let's Talk America Radio said co-parenting globally has evolved over the years, truly for the better overall. The best concept children can be taught is that logical adults can collaborate despite no longer being in the relationship. Yeah, logical. Let's Talk America Radio. But I think a lot of times you have so many emotions. This is just my opinion. You have so many emotions after the breakup or divorce that logic kind of leaves the room for a little while. It may be that however it takes the long for whoever has the most emotions, or whoever of y'all both may be battling an emotional part. You know what I'm saying? You guys logic used sometimes to me just don't be in the room. You think about mom taking a child and making them go again. Even when my children were a bit older, I have incidents where my ex-wife was making my children against me, telling them stuff that wasn't even true. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of those things you have to bury. You have to get over.
And you don't really think about that shit happening until it happened, to be brutally honest with you. Like, we're doing it. And the last one we were talking about the common challenge of co-parent. The last one, this is one that happens a lot. Those external influences, family members, friends, new partners. They come in with opinions and things like that, and that shit can be, very confrontational. We're trying to do it because, again, you like, who the hell is they?
Right. They ain't got nothing to say about my children.
Your family got nothing to say. Your new boyfriend and girlfriend ain't got nothing to say.
Right.
And those kind of things cause, a lot of problems.
Right.
Because, again, like we just said, if I get a new wife, she's in this situation, her opinion does count. Right? So I can't sit here and I gotta take that in effect. And she might be like, hey, I'm looking like, hey, the boys might we just think hypothetically might need to go to bed earlier.
Right.
I gotta do it. But what I'm saying, I gotta listen to it. I can't be, why the hell my kids going to bed at 9? Because your new said it.
Right. right.
And shit like that happens. Like
it happens all the time.
Especially with being like, why that guy, why is he teaching my son how to catch a ball?
And see, but the thing is, it may not even be a case of that there's a problem with that child having to go to bed early, or that is a problem with,
that person.
It's it may be a problem that person just, like, if I'm the dad and I see, somebody else throwing the ball with my son, I may want him to learn how to throw the ball, but I don't want him getting the problem is not that person. It's the problem of getting close. Your child may be getting close to that person. You get what I'm saying? When your child starts getting close to someone else within the house, they already spend a lot of time with the person. And then all of a sudden now they playing catch and they going out and she braiding her hair and they talking all the time. And you feel like the parent feels like they're being X'd out. And that's when that rift comes into, oh, well, she can't tell, or he can't tell my son, or they can't tell my daughter what to do. You get what I'm saying?
Well, do you think that's wrong?
Yes.
Why do you think it's wrong?
I think it's wrong because
we say, well, I'm sorry, lad. What do you mean by it's wrong? You think it's wrong? I should ask a better question. Do you think it's wrong for that child to get close to the new person, or you think it's wrong for the biological parent to get upset because the child?
I think it's wrong for the biological parent to get upset.
Okay, why you feel that way?
Because to me, if I'm doing my job properly, let's just say me. I'm going to say me. If I'm doing my job properly as the biological father to this child, him getting close should not be even an issue to me, because I'm always going to be number one. Of course, if the child stays with my ex-wife for a long periods of time, and I may only have visitation on the weekends by court order, whatever the case may be, I may be still trying to come by and see, but I still have to get permission to do these things.
Yeah.
Of course, the child might get a little bit closer, but if I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do, answer the phone when the child calls, whatever the child needs, in spite of child support, you get what I'm saying? Whatever, being there for baseball, in spite of the new husband or whatever, then I don't think that I will be replaced by this new spouse. I just don't believe that parent can be replaced. Now, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, if you don't come on the weekends, you're supposed to come or come see him or come help him or whatever he asks you to do, you don't do that, then it may become an issue. But if you're doing everything you can as the biological father, even though the new wife has gotten married, the ex-wife has gotten married, I don't think that you as the parent can be replaced.
Well, okay, let's not go that far deep into it with the replace piece. I think don't even get replaced. I just think just somebody having familiarity with somebody get folks uneasy, because I'm on the lines with you, but I'm gonna share a story, and I've talked about this before. One of my army buddy, Marcus King, he's deceased now, but I remember, man, King died back in maybe 13, but I remember he said some OG shit to me. He's one of my army buddies, but he was visiting Atlanta, and I think this got to be maybe 05, 06. When I said Torian was a little boy and PJ was a baby. And PJ 22 now.
Okay.
And me and King were playing like some John Madden football or something like that. And I was like, man, we were just talking. I'm just talking off the top of my damn head. I was like, man, we was talking about stepdads or whatever. And I know Lil Mar was probably about 24, 25, now maybe a little bit older. But anyway, I remember we came to the point like I don't want nobody around my son or whatever. I'm young. And King said something that stuck with me. He said, "No, I don't know about that pooch." But it was talking about discipline.
Right.
And he said, "I don't know about that pooch." And he said the reason being is because he said, "Pooch, if that guy, me and Sean split, and that guy's around more than me, I want to get to know him." He said, because if he's a stand-up guy, I want to be comfortable. I won't have a problem with this with my son. He said, because I'm not there, I can't. I want to make sure be comfortable. Okay, that's a man around my son, And I was glad I heard that younger. I never had to go through that situation. Right. I think it's easy to say what the hell I wouldn't do. Right. But that made a lot of sense, because a lot of times people would get so caught into I ain't saying nothing to them. Because I've dated women where the ex-husband or boyfriend walk in and don't say shit to them. Right. Walk in, get their kid. You like, my ignorant ass. What's up, man? Right. I'm pooching. And you walk right by. Right. Right. And you like, in my head, I'm saying what I'm saying, which he was, which they were. But the thing of it is, you know how dangerous that is to not want to know who around your children? You know how dangerous that is? Right. In today's society, all these psychotic jokers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that goes for both women too. Like, I don't want to say that to her, this, that, and that. You know how dangerous that is for you not to know who's around your children? How much anxiety that can cause you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the thing of it is, people be focused on to my personal opinion, the wrong thing. Well, I ain't gotta say that to him. I just joke. Look, women, you hear women, she had nerve to try to speak to me. But she got your kids on the weekend. Right. She can be so hateful and whatever. Right. And your kids got to go back around her. Right. And I think people just need to sometimes think about it. And that was good for me to hear when I was younger, because Again, I never had to go through that situation, but it gave me a perspective that I definitely thinking about. Well, we got 60 red bone 28, wrong on many levels. That's not the new party's place. But that's what I guess talking about. And I apologize. I'm assuming the discipline part we're doing it. But that's the thing about it. Like, if you're not around, and I'm just saying that if they're in a relationship and you're not around, and that stepdad or stepmom is with that kid, and I hear people say all the time, nobody should discipline my child, this, that, and that, and all that kind of stuff. Good luck.
Right.
Because I'm just saying, like, that's you need to find somebody that's going to help you and take care of you and your child, but they're not going to have no say so. And that's for any gender, a man or a woman. And I don't see the benefit of that. I really don't see the benefit of me sitting there. Hey, he acted up when you were gone, and I'm a grown ass man paying the bills.
Right.
Or or even from the female side, hey, they did this, that, and that, and that your new spouse or wife is contributing, but they got to go back to you for discipline. Now, if that's what y'all agree on, that's fine.
Right.
But I think that's very tough to find somebody to co-sign for that, regardless of the gender. We're doing that. Rick said something?
Rick, Slick says, don't think the new person will be called mom or dad either. The new person, like if you got married to a new wife and your ex-wife, and then your children come over, they're gonna be calling your new wife mom. Slick said that ain't happening. Let's Talk American Radio says reasonable parents should ideally want the other parent to move on and thrive in a healthy relationship. If the biological parents didn't make it, doesn't mean dad and mom can't have viable love separate from that relationship.
You think most people do that?
What? Move on?
Yeah.
Let the other spouse move on?
Well,
it's gonna be one that's not gonna let you move on peacefully.
You know,
it may be one that will let you move on peacefully, but it's gonna be one out the group. I always believe there's one out the group, man or woman, that's not gonna let you move on peacefully.
You know, I don't know if always, but ideally, you know, I don't know if it'd be that smooth. Sex Redbone says I agree with Slick. Let me real. I don't see some damn Tyler Perry moves and shit like that.
Right.
Ain't too many dudes want to go in and call daddy here. They don't even want to be called nothing. But bye. That's about all they want to get called. Like, so shit, man. I mean, just in the reality of things, ain't nobody breaking their neck these days to be no damn stepmom or stepdad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's too much attached to that.
Yeah, too much. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it. So when they do it, you know, I just think in this day and age, it's just so tough because the parenting has changed with that, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like because I see so many different perspectives, and but it's difficult in my personal opinion because again, like people, I've heard it so much, you know, when things happen. Because I get it. Well, you don't want to have a certain person that can hurt your kid, this, that, and that. Well, I think it's not the issue of the person that you let discipline hurt your kids. I think the issue is you too in a rush, man or woman, to not realize who you dating.
Okay.
Because like by the time they get where they can sleep and be around your kids, that means you should have done enough grilling. Anything can happen.
Right.
Anything can happen. Right. We know that wolves in sheep clothing. We know that, right?
Right.
But I do think a lot of times, people have signs and stuff. They can see certain stuff. Do you see everything? Nah, I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna sit here and just say we should know. I'm not gonna do that. I do believe people miss
something, right?
But I do think that there are a lot of times you can kind of see like, okay, this joke here a nut, this, that, and that, and they may not be a nut in front of you with your children, but if you know they're still a nut, when you ain't around.
Right.
So I do think a lot of times people can see kind of signs. Not always we're doing it. So we can get to that point. But I'm just being realistic and, you know, I'm just speaking with people just talking. It's tough.
It's very tough.
To get a man to sit here and say, I'm going to sit here and help you and take care of you. And I'm help pay these bills and pay these bills. And I can't say shit to their kids. I don't know no woman going to do that.
Yeah.
Now, if people, is it out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I'm just saying, like a man works out now.
Uh-huh.
If you subsidize most of the stuff, you ain't gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying that go for the female. I mean, that
Right.
is very. No, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to. I guess I could do it because I don't want to be, especially today's time and age where kids go to school and say stuff, and you know what I'm saying. I just don't. Me personally, if I was dating someone that had children and whatever the case may be, we living together, whatever, I'm gonna let that person discipline their child. Because when you go to when that child goes to school and says certain things, and they may not even mean it that way, and then now you in the whole world of trouble because now the teacher's telling this, well, you know, such and such said stepdaddy did such and such, and you already got the stigmata of being stepdaddy. So you get what I'm saying? Like,
let me ask
then it causes a bigger problem.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is you saying that as a man in his 50s, or if you just say if you're in your 20s or 30s?
I think I'm saying it as a man in my 50s because in my 20s or 30s, I would probably did it more.
And the reason why I say that is, a lot of times we get older, we get more mature and everything like that.
I can't say what I would have did in my 20s and 30s. I was married so young. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was married, 18 and married all through my 20s and 30s. It was kind of like, I just don't know how I would have been if I wouldn't have been married. You know what I'm saying? My mindset would have been different.
I'm telling you the reason why I asked you that, because the older we get, our I don't give a damn meter gets a lot bigger. And, sometimes like, man, hey, your son jumping off the damn roof, landing on his head. And you might, be in your 20s, like, man, get your dumb ass out the roof. But, you in your 50s, hey, he just jumped off and landed on his head and doing all day.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably would have said it in my 20s. Hey, your child up here on the roof, and he finna jump on the trampoline. I don't think it's a good idea. But because the like we said, communication is different. So I always think about the perception of being someone's stepdad or somebody's some girlfriend's boyfriend, and the child's not mine. Not only do you got the child goes to visit his dad on the weekends, and dad's like, well, why was your week? Oh, it's good, Lav, he spanked me on the weekend because I jumped off the roof onto the trampoline. He did what? He ain't gonna hear jumped off the roof onto the trampoline. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Oh, he's gonna jump to a straight.
Even if the kid tell their daddy, I cussed him out, then he cussed me back out. He cussed you out,
right? Even go to school.
Yeah, just that logic.
Go to school and say, how was everybody's weekend, children? And the child said, well, I got a whooping. My stepdaddy whooped me, and the emphasis on what he says and how he says it.
You know how dangerous that is,
right?
Cut you out. Cut you off. But you know how dangerous that is,
right?
Having a stepdaughter that is mad with you.
That's what I'm saying. Now you understand what I'm saying.
So now what you saying being in it, I'm saying, I'm just saying, but you know how dangerous that is,
right?
Where I've heard indirectly over the years, family members, a guy with a woman, guy probably ain't did nothing. Constantly asking, did he touch you? Did he do this, that, and that? And I'm not saying you shouldn't check that kind of stuff, but just think if you that ain't on your mind, but raising this little girl.
Right.
You raising this little girl.
Right.
Yeah, that ain't on your mind, do nothing. But then you hearing this kind of stuff like, why am I in this?
Right. Why
am I putting myself in this screw?
Right.
Right. So those kind of things are real funky with it. Like I said, you got all the things we're doing this. So I won't get too much into step parenting. And we want to get back what we were talking about as far as with the co-parenting.
But that's still the part of co-parenting.
No.
Eventually somebody's gonna meet somebody, then somebody's gonna be with somebody.
Yeah, but I ain't want to get too tough on the too much on the other side with that. But when we start looking at a couple of tips, again, the night show we're talking about the challenges of co-parenting. If you have had any challenges or whatever, anything that you might incur, feel free to call in and chime in. Call in number 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Say that.
6 says people use kids to get closer to their mates. Lab, you don't want shit to do with kids until you good, right? I don't. She said my son and grandkids adopted you. You didn't adopt them. That's true. But I still stay clear of the discipline stuff. I don't do all that. I don't do that for other people's children.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't care how close we are as a unit. I just don't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that's a good way to be, or is it good for you?
It's good for me.
Gotcha.
It's good for my mental.
Uh-huh.
And now if somebody they still go to school and say what they want to say, or say something to somebody else that they want to say. But I know mentally, to me, I haven't done anything. You get what I'm saying? Like I haven't. There's no reason for you know what I'm saying. I haven't touched a child anyway, but to get ice cream or to make a sandwich. That's it.
The good part about you saying that goes back what I said. A lot of times we can have situations we just need to find a person that's cool with it. Like you saying, I ain't gotta say nothing. We're good. I'll let you do that. You got people say they wouldn't. Like, I'm like me. At the end of the day, the focal point is, however, it's easy, hard, whatever. You just gotta find somebody that goes in that philosophy.
And that philosophy may not be good for the child in the long run, like you said. If I see a child sliding down the stairs and I say don't slide down the stairs, and they say they still want to slide out there, I'm gonna let them slide down the stairs, and I'm gonna call the parents and say, hey, I told your son not to slide downstairs and try to jump downstairs and then roller skates. He chose to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
why you let him do it and all that shit? Look, man, I told you, look, man, I ain't touching that money.
Right.
You know, I ain't doing that and everything. So I definitely get it. Now we start talking about a couple things that can help you be successful in co-parent. Gonna run through a couple of these. Number one, prioritize open communication. Make it a priority for you guys to talk, right? And I know that can be difficult on all levels, but at the end of the day, I think communication is key with getting things relayed. That way, that decrease the chance of misinformation, misunderstanding, and also make sure give everybody a chance to be we're on the same page. Here's the key thing, guys. Get help you out with something. There's some actual shared tools and wizards. Like I was talking before about, like with the Google Calendar and things like that. Hey, you don't feel like talking to her, and you want to just let them know the games, y'all can share a Google Calendar. Kid, Johnny. Apple Calendar, Johnny. And one of y'all can put in the dates. Another y'all you can put in the dates you can't make it. You know, you got your weekends or trip times. All that shit can be on that shared calendar, and y'all ain't talk. You know what I'm saying? And those kind of things can help with facilitating people that want to communicate.
Right.
Oh man, I forgot. Y'all had a game. We got doing this. Well, you know, we got to take these pictures over my mom's and this, that, and that. By sharing that calendar, it ain't no talking.
Okay.
Both parents got access. They can put stuff accordingly. I'm trying to help y'all out. You don't want to talk to her. She don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Get that Google Apple Calendar. Both of y'all got access. Update it accordingly. Right.
Okay.
There are a lot of apps out there to help you. You want to avoid using the child as a messenger between parents. My ex-wife is not in country. There's some shit you want to avoid, because at the end of the day, don't put a kid in a damn situation where they got to answer adult questions.
Right.
Because now the kid is the why. I don't let me go back to mama. And y'all ain't need to be in that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that
and then they may mess up the message altogether because they forgot exactly what you said, because you said it to them when you dropped them off at school.
Well, the thing about that shouldn't even be in the conversation, period.
Right.
So, like, parents, don't put kids in the middle with doing it, because I think it's asinine
to do so.
To sit here and I told such and such. The you tell them for? You know what I'm saying? So those kind of things, you know, try to avoid that. Another one, just focus on the child's needs. Ask what's best for my child. Right. You know what I'm saying? Avoid bad mouthing the other parent in front of the other child and stuff like that. You know, again, we're talking about the challenge of co-parenting. What's best for my child? If you ask that was one of the key things when I joined 100 Black Men. One of the brothers that was interviewing me said it, man. No matter how much, you know, you get into it with other brothers and stuff like that, you don't disagree, remember it's for the kids. I think if we ask ourselves as parents that are co-parenting, what's best for the kid before we start making action, sometimes we probably make a different action for a positive action
for that child.
Because we know at the end of the day, my behavior is to get her mad. Her behavior is to get him mad, not necessarily what's for the child.
Right.
If we start looking at Jimmy Paul for a second, let me see what's best for the kid. We'll probably do things a lot differently, because now you got to pause and do what? Think
about
it.
Right.
Yeah, so that want to do that. Establish consistent rules and routines. Work together to align on key parenting practices. bedtime, screen time, things like that, right? Try to like listen, how you know this is what we normally do. I don't like it. But can we meet somewhere in the middle? Try to get something that's consistent. Even if it's complete consistency isn't possible, reach each other, respect each other's rules when a child transitions between homes.
I got a couple. I'm sorry.
Oh, you could.
Slick says I'm running into moms who want to talk to them through the phone, through the kids' phone. Want to talk to each other through the kids' phone, like texting the kid to get it to your daddy or get it to your mama. You get what I'm saying when we talk about communication that earlier. Kiso said that's emotionally taxing for a child.
Yeah, people don't give a damn.
Right.
People don't give a damn. People don't give a damn. That's why I say if you pause, sometimes just say, "Listen, man, this shit." They about my kid. Like, look, man, you know, my dislike for him is not greater than my interest in my child being great. Right. So and that's really how we gotta look at it. The welfare of your child, the well-being of your child got to have a greater priority than I'm getting the other person upset and getting them back. Right? And I know, and I don't think that's difficult, but even the stuff we talking about at the end of the day, you're still talking about two people got to agree. We can have all kind of. I can give all kind of ideas and stuff like that, but shit, adults gotta be adults.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, right now we're just trying to go over a couple tips to help folks be successful. But hey, you guys adults gotta be adults and just try it.
Right.
Next one, just setting boundaries. Define clear boundaries about communication, responsibility, and personal lives. Right? Just hey, this is what it is. And respect it. And respect it. You gotta be able to do that, man, because no matter what we say or we agree to, if you are gonna back up and all that, man, I've been through all this shit.
It's right.
I've been through all this
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
If y'all agree to it and then they back out, then who looking like the bad guy? You stuck.
You stuck, man. You stuck. It's the stuff I'm going through now. I co-sign for it. Okay, I'll take care of this while you're out of town. But I believe next time I need to be some other things in place because my son missing on stuff because I can't be there and I got the stuff I gotta take care of.
Right. And
that's I wish I had a thought like that.
Right.
But I will next time.
Plan better.
Yeah, I will next time because I wasn't really thinking with that. Certain things need to be accommodated. The next one is practice flexibility and compromise. Practice flexibility and compromise. You got to be willing to adapt schedules and plan when needed. You got to be able to do that. Okay, that don't mean it's gonna be something you're interested in doing, but you don't ever know when your time gonna come around. Right? You hopefully when it does, you get that solid done for you. You know what I'm saying?
That flexibility and compromise, though.
I know shit. I ain't saying shit works.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think that flexibility and compromise works very well, especially on the compromise, because I already got this plan. So you need to figure out, well, I already got it planned too. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen because I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's generally the conversation.
Well, the best way I can look at it is you got to approach from the mindset where it's, let's make solutions rather than you want an argument. Let's make solutions rather than you win the argument.
Right.
You know, instead of saying, okay, I cussed him, I showed her this, that, and that. Listen to what we got to do.
Okay.
So, the energy you spend focusing on, talking loud to that person, getting the last word in, let them know how you feel, the problem's still there. Right? That's the thing about it. So those things got to be the mindset. Look, we got to figure out something instead of me just, winning this argument, proving my point. Okay. And managing that emotion back. You got to, if you need to, man, and it ain't nothing wrong with it, get a little counselor to help you navigate certain situations. If you need, kind of help you or not navigate certain situations, to kind of help you to be able to move on, deal with certain stuff. Because again, it's easy for me to say you still got that resident from a relationship, but if it's still sitting there and you ain't just able to out of it, you might need to get a little assistance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think that's wrong with realizing you got issues. I think something wrong with knowing you got issues and not trying to
do nothing about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's easy for me to see down the pipe drip. Keep that damn thing drip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got to fix it at some point.
The
drip is not going to stop.
Right.
It's eventually going to do what? Get worse.
Right.
So we got to make sure we do those particular things. Include the child in age-appropriate ways. A lot of child express their feelings and preferences. Reassure them they are loved and supported by both parents. That's age-appropriate. I think age-appropriate and damn mental appropriate. Because you can have an old-ass baby
See, that's what Slick was saying.
Yeah.
She said the interaction with the parents, as far as putting the message back and forth through the child, makes your kids act grown and more adult than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they ain't adult business now. They feel like they a part of it because you talking adult to them to talk to their parent, and you talking through them to give the message, on their phone or whatever. And that makes them feel like they grown.
Well, that's the thing about it, man. I'm be honest with you. Sometimes, them cats get well. I need like 48 hours to kind of decompress you out of my kids' head. So I definitely know.
Right.
We're doing that. So it's I'm like age appropriate. It's also kid appropriate. You got to kind of know.
Let's Talk America radio says, and remember that a lot of current parents never saw positive examples themselves.
Well, at the end of the day, we all got different things that we may deem be normal, and a lot of it be attributed to how we grew up. So, just because you seen daddy beat mama, and you might say, well, I seen that growing up. I seen mom and daddy fight, and that might be normal and stuff like that. But I do think as you grow and get exposure, you get different ways.
Perspectives.
You can look at it. Yeah, perspective with doing stuff and everything. But, I mean, you have what you have.
Right.
And you have, and that's what you've been you've been raised in, and also what you expose yourself to. You can kind of sometimes your intuition might be like, man, I don't like this. I don't like to see my mama hit on.
Right.
I don't like to see this.
And I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
As a we've discussed many times on this show, as a child of an abused mother and a invisible father. It didn't affect me in that way to where I wanted to be a violent towards any other women, but it did affect me in a way to where I knew that I didn't want my children not to know their father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that my ex-wife took advantage of that part because she knew I didn't know my father. So she knew that I was going to make sure that my children know me, period. Regardless of what goes on, what happens, how we got to get through this, my children need to know me. And I think that's where that part comes in.
Yeah, and that's what sometimes people stay in a certain way they know it hurt you, and everything. And kind of similar to my case. I don't think it was more so knowing certain things. When people say go low and the next person go lower. I think that was always like regardless of the relationship I got with my kids, it hit different when people I had judgments of me as a father.
Right.
Like, man, that bullshit, Pooch, you know better. But just hearing it sometimes, it rubbed me the wrong way. So this is me being honest. And again, just the last thing I want to go over, tips to help with co-parenting. Is try to build a team mentality, frame decisions on being made or working together for the child, and acknowledge and appreciate each other's contributions. Again, guys, let me just reiterate this again. I'm not saying anything we said tonight will be easy. I'm not saying anything we said tonight won't require work and participation on both parties. But again, if we look at them from perspective of we're trying to make things better for this particular child, we can help that. We need to be trying to do that. If you got a plum down food you're dealing with, whatever they say in that, you have what you have. Right? You have what you have. And it's unfortunate. You can't control that because you cannot control somebody the way they think and they movements and decision making. And it's unfortunate. But if you can, hopefully try to check out some of the things we talked about tonight in regards to the challenge of co-parenting. We talked about some of the things you could try to help, you be able to co-parent, boy, and you guys be able to work together. Remember, guys, if you came in like during the middle or the end of the show or something like that, any other time, feel free to go to Changing Live, hosted by Deonte Burden. You put Deonte Burden, Deonte Burden, in a search on YouTube, and you'll see the little blue man icon. Hit that, subscribe to the channel. You check out this whole video in its full entirety, okay? Listen, guys, I want you guys to be safe out there. I love you all. Take care. Appreciate all the love and support. And I'll be back with Mr. Short Dollar next week. And I'll talk with you guys soon. Take care.